Hi, my name is Reverend Donna, and I am with our Sacred Journeys. And I wanted to share a Palm Sunday message. I know it's a little bit late today, but I didn't want the day to go by without me sharing a few words on what Palm Sunday means to me metaphysically and in my own life. I have found this year's Easter journey to be challenging. I have found that it is a time traditionally where we take an opportunity to go within metaphysically, within the metaphysical tradition, times of Lent leading into Holy Week, which is Palm Sunday, and Holy Week, Maundy, Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter on Sunday, which is the 4th of April this year. And for many of us, we take these 40 days time of reflection. I've been following Unity's release and renew process this year, and I have found that I am doing quite a bit of rediscovery, of going through a variety of emotions, and really uh, coming to a place where I'm ready to let some things go, whether they're habits or thoughts or experiences or expectations, whatever that may be. I have found these last 40 days to be a bit of a challenge. And I've noticed my mood has kind of ebbed and flowed. I've noticed moments of irritability and moments of pure joy. I've found moments where I was doubting, and then there were moments where I realized that all was in divine order. I don't know if you can relate to any of these examples. Um, in the midst of this time, I've also been participating in a book study on Sundays, and we've been talking about The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And we finished the third agreement this afternoon, which is don't make assumptions. And I have kind of been taking some of what I've been reading in the Four Agreements into my spiritual work as I've been thinking about what the Easter season is about for me. For me, it's about rebirth, it's renewal, it's transformation, and it's a time of introspection, I guess would be the word I'm looking for, reflection, and almost like taking an inventory of what it is that I'm ready to let go of. I know in some faith traditions, you sacrifice something that you really enjoy, that you give it up for 40 days, whether it's coffee or chocolate or fried foods or your favorite TV show, whatever it might be. Um, in our faith, oftentimes we talk about giving up negative thinking or um, fasting on thoughts that are no longer serving us and feasting on spiritual qualities. For me, this time of year has been almost like that caterpillar and butterfly metaphor, where I almost feel like I've been like a caterpillar kind of going into a chrysalis and doing my inner work and becoming goo, just like the caterpillar does before it becomes this graceful butterfly and emerges. I'm not there yet. I'm still in the chrysalis. But at the same time, I am really thinking about what Jesus came to teach. Easter is all about, and in a Christian tradition, it's about Jesus and resurrection and crucifixion. And in other faith traditions, it's about spring and rebirth. It's where we get the Easter bunny and eggs. It's coming from a pagan holiday representing new life, fertility, um, new beginnings, which I think Easter, from a Christian perspective or even a metaphysical perspective, overlaps that. I am I love following different pagan faith traditions as well because it kind of gives me a well-rounded idea of how I'm showing up in the world and how I choose to show up in the world. And my spiritual practices are what help me get there, whether it's the forgiveness work that I'm doing or the journaling, reading, talking to someone I trust, um, having an inner conversation with the divine. I do that a lot lately. I'm finding myself doing that because there are things that I'm really ready to let go of. I was meditating quite a while ago. It's been in the last 40 days, but it's been a while. And I remember coming out of my meditation, reaching for my journal. And what I wrote was, I'm going to stop canceling life. And I thought, ooh, where'd that come from? And I started thinking about the things I've put on hold for a variety of reasons. And the things that I thought maybe weren't attainable, whether they were goals or dreams that I've had or expectations. And I've realized that I get to co-create with a higher idea, with God, with the divine. And that Christ consciousness that's within me is guiding and directing me in this moment. That as I lean into this wisdom and knowledge and clarity that's guiding me, I too can transform my world and experience a new beginning. That doesn't mean that I am not grieving, because I am. I'm also grieving the things I'm letting go of, even though I'm choosing to let them go. There's still a grief response. And by that, I mean, I think that's where some of the irritability has come in for me, and the sense of frustration that I feel spills out every once in a while in my world, which I don't like, but I'm acknowledging it's happening. And it's giving me an opportunity to really take a step back and decide what it is that I want to engage in life with. How do I want to use the time that I have, the energy that I have? How do I want to say yes to life? And maybe setting up some appropriate boundaries, or turning within for a deeper spiritual practice. Um, there's a variety of different ways that it may show up. But what I truly believe is that in the midst of this time of rebirth, and I'll talk more about it on Good Friday and Easter, because I plan on creating messages for both of those days. In this point, on Palm Sunday, Jesus has come into Jerusalem on a donkey, and they put palms down as he's walked through the town, and he's showing up. And somebody asked me, well, how am I showing up? If Jesus is showing up for me, am I answering the call? I don't have an answer for that right now. I'm still sitting in the question, as I call it. But how do we want to say yes to life? How do we want to love? How do we want to experience our world, our interactions with each other? It's all up to us. We have been given the power to choose. We have free will, volition. In metaphysics, we often call it volition. We have an opportunity to decipher what it is we want. And if, let's say, we don't like it, we can choose differently. We can decide this isn't the path that I'm feeling called to walk along, and change my path or change direction, whatever it might be. So for me, entering into Holy Week is almost like a culmination of the times I've spent in meditation and spiritual practice, in dialogue with people I care about and people I trust in these last several weeks, to truly feel what it is I want to let go of and what is it that I want to embrace. So I think I'm going to leave you with this tonight: is what is it that you want to let go of, and what is it that you want to embrace? Because we have that opportunity to do so. I want to thank you for listening as I go to prayer tonight, and I want to wish you a very happy Holy Week. And as we turn within in prayer, we recognize and know that there's only God. That I recognize and know that there's that one life, that one mind, that one God, that clarity that I know is pure spirit. That I recognize and know that I am one in God. This is the truth of each and every one of us. That I recognize and know that there is light and love, prosperity, abundance. That as I let go of that which no longer serves, I open my heart to accept and to engage in that which does. I give thanks for this time. I give thanks for knowing God is in the midst of each and every part of my life, part of my experiences, because God is dwelling deep within me, within each one of us. As I give thanks for this time, I release my word into the law, knowing it is God's grace going before me. I say, thank you, sweet spirit. And so it is. Thank you for listening. Have a very blessed week. Namaste.